Hello everybody, I'm your brother Hercules. For those of you that don't know me, I am the Elohim Hercules, firstborn son of Father, Mother, Creator, Elohim of the first ray of creation, the blue ray, divine will, strength, and power. Those are the qualities that I direct for Father, Mother, Creator. And I'm incarnation with you here in this form, and I thought I would do a video today, and it's entitled Freedom Isn't Free. That's right, we're on the eve of your liberation. This week is your release from the bondage of the dark and what you would call the deep state, the cabals of this planet. And you're about to have unparalleled prosperity and health through the release of funding from the new financial system, and of course the use of the healing beds that are in centers all around the planet right now, and you will be able to get appointments for them. But also, many of you will be able to heal yourselves. Remember, this journey is about creating your life anew every day, and healing is creating. It's recreating the conditions that came before that. So to get things started, I'm going to put this video in very high frequency. I'm going to give 2 decrees, and that will set the tone, that will set the vibration for this video. And then I'll continue with what I have to say to you today. So how do I do a decree? I connect with my soul, which is in the center of my heart, through the angel song, which is love, praise, and gratitude. I get in that frequency, and I direct it inward, where my soul is. Beloved, I am that I am, and Alpha and Omega, through this universe's great central sun. Activate, activate, activate the cosmic 777 freedom flame, released by all galactic central suns, to forge liberty and the victory of the light as of 1,000 suns, free from all oppression and imbalance, now and forever. And then I release. At the end of forever, I just release the wave of energy going through my heart outward. You always want to release your energy through your heart. When you're doing healings, when you're trying to get answers from your soul, it's always through your heart. Never through the head, never through the psychic or the astral, always through the heart. Remember this. Because if you don't do it this way, then you will be steered off course. And you might as well take the quickest route home, the shortest route home, which is always through the heart. So you notice at the end of this decree, it talks about free from all oppression and imbalance. Well, freedom is a dichotomy. Freedom from something and freedom towards something. So what are we freeing ourselves from? We're freeing ourselves from disease, disharmony, or lack of connection to our Creator. We're freeing ourselves from terrible relationships, from boring occupations that totally uninspire us, but they just barely pay the bills. We're freeing ourselves from poverty, or maybe we can't even get employment and take care of ourselves or our families. And what are we moving towards in this freedom dichotomy? We're moving towards healing, being healthy. We're moving towards happiness, great relationships. We're moving towards looking forward to waking up the next day, because we live in a world of synchronicities. We're in freedom towards what else? Freedom towards prosperity, nearly unlimited prosperity, When I say it's nearly unlimited, because it all depends on you, doesn't it? It depends on how far you're willing to go, how much you're willing to align yourself with Creator. What efforts are you willing to make? What sacrifices are you willing to make? Many of us like to be entertained by the dark. We do things that immerse ourselves in darkness, and then we don't pull ourselves out of it and move towards the light and accelerate. So what do? We might be playing really violent video games, watching horror films. This is all programming, isn't it? Programming from mass media, Hollywood. What's the Hollywood? It's the wand that druids use in their ceremonial magic spells, their rituals. And Hollywood was created to what? To hypnotize you. And so this world has been hypnotized by the dark, and we're freeing ourselves from that, aren't we? About 7 years ago, those of us who had completed the 12-fold flame initiation and who had entered through the Diamond Consciousness Gateway were able to utilize the Rainbow Obsidian Ray and the Double Diamond Platinum Ray to completely end the dark matrix that was around this planet and the fleets of dark ships that were around this planet, and to actually free this planet so that people could escape this prison. So they were no longer being imprisoned. The dark was no longer being empowered by this matrix. So things weren't going their way. And and yet people still continued to be imprisoned, didn't they? Because they reinforced that prison from inside the prison. In other words, it would be like a horse who every time they hit an electrified piece of wire, they're shocked and they move backwards. And after a while, they don't go and touch that electrified wire, right? But then when we remove that wire, the horse remembers that wire was there, and they won't move past that point where that wire was. Okay, when they have all the freedom in the world to go to the rest of that pasture, but they don't. They stay right there because they've imprisoned themselves by their own perceptions. And so all of you who are still apathetic, believing what you're being told out there in media, not doing research for yourself or checking in with yourselves, trying to connect to your souls, you've imprisoned yourselves. Even though those barriers are no longer there, you've imprisoned yourselves, and you're not moving towards freedom at that point. So how do you break those chains? How do you break those chains where you're in a self-imposed prison, but then you're going to start going beyond that and moving forward towards your freedom? Well, oppression is kind of a funny thing. At first, it's terrible, and people, are having a horrible time with it, and they think, God, is this ever going to end? And then it builds and builds and builds, and after a while, people get kind of apathetic. They give up any hope or belief or faith that there's anything different, and that oppression becomes the prison. But when oppression builds that sort of energy, what happens is whoever's being oppressed, if there's enough beings that are being oppressed, there's going to be a point where the pressure builds up so great, the yearning for freedom builds up so great, that the population that's being oppressed will throw off the shackles of that oppression to gain their freedom. And that's what happens in revolutions, doesn't it? So the movement, or the ascension into higher consciousness, is about a revolution. It's about moving away from the imbalanced and limiting things in life and moving towards the unlimited and the joyful things in life, isn't it? So how do we get there? Well, there's enough people on the planet right now who are yearning for that freedom. And they're not going to stand for banks taking all their money and closing down, or crypto exchanges like Coinbase just collapsing and people losing all their assets. People are not going to put up with that when the pressure cooker is to the point where, and the yearning for freedom is big enough to where it can overpower that oppression. And that's what the Alliance has been waiting for. We've been waiting for you to yearn for this freedom, to want it more or as much as the life that you already have. So you want this freedom more than you want your current life. At that point, you can break free. And you do that by connecting to your soul, increasing your momentum in your causal body of light, increasing the love, praise, and gratitude in your life, the appreciation, the joy, the happiness, the enthusiasm. And at first it takes personal will. It takes a commitment every day, because the God charge is limited when you start doing this sort of thing. You have to build that God charge up for longer and longer periods. So it takes personal will at first. But then after a while, you're not striving anymore. You're actually allowing. You're allowing the light from the heavens to come to you. And you've aligned yourself with it. And you're allowing your own freedom. And at that point, because you've set the habit of gaining that freedom, of moving towards freedom, then you will just coast your way into that freedom, and life will be self-fulfilling. All the synchronicities will line up, and basically you will expand your light more and more and more. The negative pressure gradient that's trying to press in on it and stop it can't do anything, because the light has become too strong. And at that point, there is no striving. There's very little effort. There's just allowing. It's very simple. But you have to get there first. You have to get to that point. You have to use your personal will every day. I've outlined decrees in the comments on my second video. I've put out a video about the initiation pathway. So I've given you the outlines of what you need to do to move towards your freedom and to gain that freedom. And it's going to be much easier within the next month, because the Alliance is about to give you blessings that you never thought you would get in this lifetime. But if the human mass consciousness had not yearned for that freedom enough, it would not have happened. If the apathy that people felt, the lack of hope that people felt, had overpowered the love and light that was coming into this planet, into all of you, then we'd still be in the darkness here, because we create and recreate our own reality, and the elementals of life can only outpicture that reality for us. So all of you, heed what I'm saying. Watch the coming events in the coming few weeks. It's going to be revealed all the atrocities that were done in your name, with the money from your birth certificates, the money from taxes that should have never been levied against you. You're going to see what apathy had cost us as a people, as a race here, as a human race. And then you have to move beyond that. You have to move beyond the anger, and you have to go into your heart with the love, praise, and gratitude, the angel song, and keep your soul connection. and keep moving forward, accelerating forward towards your freedom. And that freedom is always ongoing. That freedom flame is always ongoing. It spreads from one great central sun of each galaxy to the next, to the next, to the next, and to all the planets that are going through an oppression cycle, into liberation cycle. That freedom transmutes all of that. So enjoy your coming prosperity, enjoy your coming healing, and enjoy your entrance into the Galactic Federation of Light as a sovereign star nation. And I am Hercules, your brother, and I'm about to end this. And I want to give this last decree to you and utilize it so that our strength can unite with your strength in whatever you're trying to overcome. Utilize this decree. Beloved, I am that I am. I command the love, wisdom, and power of the Elohim blaze into my life stream to heal all that is wrong and replace it with what is right, now and forever. And I want to thank you for being with me today. And let's all look forward to our new life on this planet. A life of wealth, health, happiness, and service. Bye for now.